The body is amazing. It will do everything it can to rejuvenate, to replenish, to stay healthy for us, for you, for me. It's our job to communicate with it, to listen to it, to respond in love. Small habits, big changes. Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome to today's episode. We haven't really discussed much outside of the stable table in the first number of episodes. If you haven't heard those, please go back and listen to them in order. They do build off one another. Today's topic builds on it, but it also precedes the stable table as well. If you're practicing my stable table and you're working on your hydration, your daily exercise, your nutritious meals, your quality sleep, you're getting those things into your consciousness, then today's episode will be one that will help you immensely. Stay tuned. I was just talking with someone last week about how amazing it is to me that so many people talk to one person every single day. Like a lot of people talk to their mom every day. They call their mom, they check in with their mom, see how she's doing. For some people, it's their dad. Of course, they give their dad a call, see what's going on, making sure he's, exercising or checking in with him about the football game or whatever the case may be. Sometimes it's just a friend. Sometimes it's a sibling. For me, it's my sister. It used to be my dad, and now it's my sister. And I wonder if people can relate to the fact that, not very many days go by where you're not talking to that person. So you recognize like, oh, I haven't spoken to them all weekend. They must be really busy. And then you reach out or what have you. I think if that were the case, and if you listening right now, if you have a relationship with someone that every day you're talking to them, whether it's your partner, whether it's someone you call on the phone, like your mom or your dad, your uncle, your grandmother, your sister or brother, your very good friend. Maybe it's a neighbor that you check in on every time when you pull in the car or you pop out to get the mail. You kind of make sure that, their blinds are pulled or they look like there's some semblance of life, beyond those walls, and you check in on them. I guess I'd like to see that same commitment, that same foundational, almost a necessity that we have with talking to someone else, that we also have that relationship with ourselves. And I'm not talking about when I'm walking around the house doing things, talking to myself. That's entirely different topic. I'm talking about when my body's trying to tell me something. Am I listening? If there's a little niggle in my knee when I bend over, am I paying attention? Am I working too hard? Am I doing too much? Do I need to ask for help? If my neck is a little sore, is there somewhere in my life where I'm being stubborn or unable to see someone else's viewpoint? If my bladder is bothering me, or maybe I have repetitive UTIs. Am I pissed off at someone close to me in my life? If I have allergies, do I have someone close to me in my life that is causing me an annoyance? As a metaphysician, metaphysically, this is how we view, like, there is a message behind every sort of physical manifestation. And I think the more I pay attention to my body, the more that I understand what it's trying to tell me, and I adhere to that. And that's part of the reason I believe, knock on wood, that my body's in great shape, that it will do what I ask of it, that it, if I need to run to the bus or run to the street corner, I'm not a runner, but I certainly could sprint a couple blocks with relative ease and quick recovery. And if I want to go into an arm wrestling competition or impromptu plank hold or crunches, I can, because my body will do what I ask of it, because I do what it asks of me, which is I rest when I feel I need rest. I slow down when I feel I need to slow down. And it's not my mind making that decision, it's my body telling me. So whether I've eaten something and my body says that did not agree with you, or whether I eat something and my body says that was amazing, that felt great, I'm making note of that, right? And if I go to bend down to tie my shoe and I notice some stiffness in, maybe some soreness in my back, not stiffness, I don't get stiff, but maybe my soreness in my back or soreness in my hamstring, that's a point of to make a note to myself and be like, okay, I need to I'll take an Epsom salt bath, or how else can I ask myself, how else can I implement this self-care? Maybe I get a self-massage. Maybe I can actually get a massage from someone else. I can use a massage gun. I can rub some analgesic on there, some kind of, depending on where it's at, you got to be careful where you rub that fiery, icy hot biofreeze, Tiger Balm, white flower, any and all of those guys can really heat up the situation. But if you don't know your body really well, to start listening to it is key. But also, it's nice to have a couple practitioners around you that kind of monitor your progress, whether it's a trainer, whether it's a nutritionalist, an acupuncturist, maybe it's a massage therapist, somebody who really knows your body, who you check in with on a regular basis. Another thing is that you can track it yourself. So back to tracking, really what you measure matters, right? And if it matters to you, then you need to measure it, because it's how you can track things and have accurate data about what's going on. Maybe how much you weighed, or what size clothes you wore, or how you felt in your body. If you do it, I've always done it every year on my birthday as an absolute, it at least gets done once a year. But certainly I keep a body folder for me. So if I go to the acupuncturist, or if I change doctors, if I see a new massage therapist or a new esthetician, then I will make a note of that in my folder, just so I kind of know my file, so that I can track my history, right? So I know when things happened. If someone does need to inquire, like, when did you first notice this happening? Then I know that it really happened back in the 90s. It happened for a couple weeks in 93. And I remember, and then I went to Reiki. It went away. It didn't bother me again until about 20 years after. I was in another stressful job. It started clicking, whatever. And you have sort of a diary of your physical being. I think as we get older, what I hear a lot of people do is exaggerate the truths that are potentially negative. They exaggerate both positive and negative ones. But I think the terminology and the hypnosis that we put ourselves in by what we're saying is invaluable. So if someone says, like, "Wow, you look like you're a little reduced to, movement there, like, is you have a tight hip." Oh yeah, it's always been tight. Language like that, if we catch ourselves, we can say, like, yeah, absolutely, I'm working on it with a trainer, working on loosening up my hamstrings, but also strengthening my back so I can support my hip in movement, lateral movement, while I'm doing this or that, the other. Acknowledging what's going on without sugarcoating it, but without making it worse than it is as well, because actually just saying that it's always been that way, or that that's not going to change, or that it just keeps getting worse, one, may be a self-fulfilling prophecy, but two, is actually not based in truth, because there was a time where it probably was fine. And then it started to give you a little bit of a signal. You ignored that. Maybe you tried some things, but they didn't work and it got more progressive. Maybe you ignored that, or maybe you tried some things and they didn't hold long term and it got more progressive. And then so it just keeps going until you stop, until it forces you to stop and pay attention to it. I wanted to talk about mindset today. And the truth is, mindset is one thing, but if you are not listening to your body and you are not in good communication with your body, a mindset will only take you so far. The truth is, you need a healthy body more than likely to do what you want to do. It doesn't mean that if your body was shot and your mind is still sharp, that you couldn't be productive or you couldn't find purpose. But for those of you who are able-bodied now in this moment, most of your future desires include being in your body. So let's take care of it. Let's focus on taking care of it every day. Mindfulness, bodyfulness, oneness, right? So thinking about your body, checking in with it, doing a body scan, maybe every night before you go to bed, maybe every morning before you get out of bed. You do say a couple blessings, what you're grateful for, and you can do a quick body scan. Check in. How are my feet? How are my ankles? My calves? Hello, knees, thighs, hamstrings, midsection, trunk, butt. How are those glutes doing today? Into my back, my stomach, my torso, the chest, shoulders, neck, in through the face, up through the head. Checking, just doing a quick scan, arms, hands, don't forget your appendages, and just checking in. I think it's like having an open door policy, I'll put it this way. When you do that scan and that check-in, your body will send you subtle signals earlier and you'll hear them. You'll hear them earlier. If you ignore them, they will get progressively more loud. They'll get louder. My acupuncturist likes to say, when it's going on, it's like an alarm. Bang, 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 bang. It's inside giving you a stiff neck or a creaky knee, and it's your body going, hello, listen to me. And it wants you to pay attention. But if you don't and you ignore it, it will persist. The body is amazing. It is so awesome in its ability to self-repair and to self-regulate. It does a myriad of things just for us to function, to breathe. There's hundreds of thousands of things going on, 70 to 100 trillion cells in there. We got 22,000 genes. We have 70 plus organs working in unison to make everything anew. New skin cells, new hairs growing, heart cells. We have all kinds, liver is regenerating. Everything is working to be at its optimal state. And if you don't interfere with that, then that would be great. But most of us are interfering with that healthiness. We're ingesting things and exposing ourselves to things that are toxic, whether it's perfume, lots of deodorants, anything with chemical fragrance in it. This is disrupting the gut flora, the brain function that we have. Whether you're ingesting drugs of any kind, recreation or prescription, these are disrupting the balance of what's going on in the body, ideally. Whether you're eating a lot of gluten, consuming caffeine, sugar, salt, these things are throwing your body, my body, out of balance. So listening, this is what they meant by moderation. Listening to what's going on as a response. Is your circulation a little off after a salty bag of chips? Are your ankles swelling? Do you feel more thirsty? Your body is trying to tell you, whoop, that was a bit of sodium. Let's that thirst that you get, let's get some water in there so we can hydrate. You have just thrown the balance out between our main electrolytes, right? The body is amazing. It will do everything it can to rejuvenate, to replenish, to stay healthy for us, for you, for me. It's our job to communicate with it, to listen to it, to respond in love and in proactivity, not to neglect it, not to wait and go on and on and on and have to be told 1,000 times, because sometimes then it's not an option. Then you don't have the option just to easily nurture yourself back to a state of healthiness. You have to be far more aggressive with your actions and because you've waited so long, you've let it build up so far. So my invitation to you is to start a relationship with your body based on you listening, adhering to what it has to say, and really developing that back and forth communication. Because as woo-woo as it sounds, this is the one body you have in this life. Just one body. So whether you take care of it or not, it's just the one body you have. And if you want to live to be a healthy 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, $150 for me, if you want to live those years in a healthy state, you have to listen to what's going on in your body. Taking medication, pain medication, short term, taking some shrooms, some THC, maybe even eating away your emotions or drinking them away. Those are short term numbing agents. You will not resolve the issue with that. If you believe you need to listen more intently, because all that activity does is cover up what's going on. And it tells your body, it actually gives your body more work to do while it's trying to replenish and recenter the out of equilibrium that it has already. And you're giving it more to process, more toxins to flush out, more things to work on. Imagine your body is like your best buddy. You want your best buddy to be healthy. You want your best buddy to do everything with you, right? You want to go fishing. You want to go skydiving. You want to go play ball, play frisbee. You want to play checkers or chess, or just sit side by side and watch a movie. Think of your body as your best buddy. It will be with you day in, day out for the rest of your days. So why not make them healthy ones? Why not make them vibrant ones? Why not have a positive outlook? Try it on. Try those things on. If they don't work for you and you're like, I hate being positive, well, then maybe it's not for you. But for the others, it's worth a try. Give it a go. Listen to your body. Do the body scan before you go to bed at night. Try it before you get up in the morning if you prefer that. Do it both times. While you're doing it, be thankful. Thank those body parts for doing what they do. I stand on my feet for at least half the day. I'm so grateful that I don't have swollen ankles. I'm so grateful that I have good circulation, that my feet are fit and flexible, and that I can, squat without assistance. And these things I'm grateful for, and I feel very blessed. And I also work diligently to maintain those and to strengthen those parts of myself. And I think that's why I feel great. I do those things. I do maintain a stable table. I do have a great mindset and a very optimistic mindset, very practical. And in that, I know that this is my one body. This is the one I have, the one I signed up for, the one that I have until it has exhausted. It has exhausted me, right? So I want to treat it the best I can. And I want you to treat yours the best that you can. So I hope that, if anything, today's episode served as a reminder to you to just cherish that one amazing body you have, focus on the things you can change, and really changing the communication with your body and opening up and being more receptive to listening to your body. You can do right now. In 1 second, you can start that trajectory. And I hope you do. If you have any questions, or this went over your head, or you want to share a win, whatever, we have a free texting community that you are welcome to join. You can text the word yes to 206-483-2960. Again, it's just text the word yes to 206-483-2960. You can send me wins, stories, pictures of you, hydrating, any kind of hook habits that you like utilizing, some that you've tried that you don't like, anything you want to see on future episodes. You can shoot me a text. I see those directly. I will respond directly. And we'd love to hear from you if you have the opportunity to comment below. But most importantly, if you found any value in this, I would love it for you to share with a friend that you also think would find value in it. Because honestly, I want the world to feel better about themselves. I want them to feel, each and every person to feel better within their own body. And if you know somebody else who you love, who you want to stick around, who you want to be healthy so you guys can party into your 70s and 80s and dance and travel the world into your 90s and till you're 100 together, then share this message with them. And you guys can hold each other accountable about really taking the time that's needed to tune into your body, to listen to it, because this is a daily affair. If you talk to your mom every day on the phone, or you call your dad every single day on the phone, or if you talk to your partner each and every day, or your child, why not add this one special person in onto that list? Yourself. Have the conversation with yourself each and every day. Just a few seconds of check-in. Your body's very efficient. It won't need a long, drawn-out convo. It doesn't need 2-3 cups of coffees and to watch a movie together. It needs you just to check in. Give it 30 to 60 seconds twice a day. Just listen to what it has to say. And as you receive its messages in the morning and the night, start to implement a little communication midday. If you're standing up on a ladder for several minutes, ask your calves, you doing all right? Am I good? Do I need to go down and maybe have a minute break? Whether it's inconvenient for your day or it breaks your momentum, trust me, checking in with your body and adhering to what it is asking you to do is the most important thing you could do. The most important thing you can do. Just give it some thought. Implement that into your day. Do some check-ins. Treat your body like it's your best buddy. And I think it will pay dividends. Thanks again for listening. So appreciate your time. I hope you gained some gold from this. And do drop us a line. Let us know what you want to hear about in future episodes. And we'll do our best to keep you growing. Until then, stay awesome.